How are you guys doing today? Brandon Kills 96 here, coming at you with another video, and we are going to be doing part 3 of our counterpicking series today. And our counterpick for today is pretty interesting. I got requested to do this multiple times, and so we're gonna go ahead and get that ready. The counterpick for today is Azir, the Emperor of the Sands. Now, before we continue, one of the things that you guys need to know is that Azir's attack damage, also his ability power, they're a little bit low at the beginning. So, obviously his auto attack deals attack damage. It's one of the lowest in the game, so you need to watch out for that. Okay, so going into skins real quick, you have Galactic Azir, and then you have the base one. I personally like the, I think I kind of like the base one a little better. Galactic Azir is cool, but I think I just kind of like the base one a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, so one of the coolest things about Azir is his passive ability, which is pretty cool. So anytime a turret is destroyed, Azir can actually summon his own turret from the ruins of an already destroyed turret. So let's say he's playing mid lane, you're playing Azir, you walk up to the mid lane turret, you like hit it a whole bunch of times and it dies. You can resurrect a turret using Azir's passive. You can resurrect a turret that will actually give you gold if you kill enemy minions. It will attack champions, and ultimately it will just zone your opponents out. Now, the things that you need to remember about the Disc of the Sun, which is what the resurrected turret is called, is that when Azir is not near the turret dies a lot more quickly. If he's near the turret, it dies a lot more slowly. It stays up way longer. You just got to remember to kind of stay near it and put it in a place in which you're not going to lose the turret very quickly. Okay, now I am going to actually, as you can see, Q, W, E, and R. Now, what I want to do real quick is I want to talk about his W ability first, because if you guys don't know, when you play Azir, you're only allowed to take one ability at level 1, and it's his W. So you're not allowed to take Q, you're not allowed to take E, you're only allowed to take W. That's it. So basically what happens is his W is that he summons a sand soldier that deals his melee attacks for him when they are in range of the sand soldier. Now, the range of the sand soldier is displayed by a giant circle around the sand soldier. Now, the first part of this ability is that passively, not only him, but also the soldier gains attack speed. So the soldier attacks faster, you attack faster. Now what happens is, when an enemy is out of range of the sand soldier, then Azir himself will use his auto attack. But if an enemy is within that circle that's underneath the sand soldier, then they will automatically be attacked by the sand soldier instead of using Azir's basic attack. So the soldier replaces his basic attack when they're in range. So the second thing is that so at rank 1, generally you're only going to be able to get 2 soldiers out at a time before the first one disappears. But as you get later on in the game, you can probably have a maximum of 3 soldiers on the field at once. So if, as it says here, if multiple soldiers strike the same target, each additional soldier that strikes the target deals an additional 25% damage. So if you have 2 soldiers up and both of them hit the same target, the first one is going to deal a flat amount of ability power, a flat amount of magic damage. The second one's going to deal 25% more damage. And you're just going to be pretty cool. So as you can see here, another thing is that if you go too far away from your soldiers, they will automatically disappear. They don't want to fight for an emperor who runs away from them. So if you go away from your soldiers too far, then they deactivate. You can see the connection with your soldier. It's displayed by like a kind of translucent yellow sort of swirly thing that kind of looks like what happens when you link with Callista. The second thing to note is that sand soldiers die twice as fast when they're near an enemy turret. So if you summon a sand soldier close to an enemy turret, then they will die faster. Alright, now I will talk about his Q, which is called Conquering Sands. Now what happens is, so for Arise, you summon the soldiers, but now you have to use the soldiers to actually do things. So what Conquering Sands does is it takes all of the soldiers that you currently have out on Summoner's Rift, and it shoots them towards a target location. So what you do is basically you have, let's say Azir is right here and a soldier's right here. You basically shoot that soldier over here, and now you basic attack the enemy like this with a spear. So you shoot it there, hit him with a spear. So what happens is if the soldier hits the opponent, hits the enemy champion, if the soldier hits the enemy champion while you're using Conquering Sands, they will be slowed by 25% for 1 second. Additionally, they will be hit for a flat amount of magic damage, scaling with ability power. And you can also use Conquering Sands to get away, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The range is actually pretty high, so you know they can be playing under turret. You can summon a soldier, you can shoot them at the enemy and have them just basic attack the enemy a couple of times. It's pretty effective, so there's that. Now his E is pretty cool. It's called Shifting Sands. Now what you do with it is Azir. So now we have Arise, which summons soldiers. We have Conquering Sands, which moves the soldiers. Now Shifting Sands, what this does is it moves Azir towards where his soldier is. So the basic premise behind that is like, so instead of moving the soldier with Shifting Sands, you move Azir at the soldier. So it's good for getting in and out of team fights. It's good for letting you get away. So first let's talk about the ability, then I'll talk about some combos and stuff like that. So Azir dashes to one of his sand soldiers, right? And if an enemy is hit while he's dashing towards his sand soldier, that enemy will be knocked up, they will be dealt magic damage, and Azir will gain a shield that lasts for 4 seconds. The shield absorbs this much amount of damage. So one of the combos that you can do is if an enemy comes to gank you, you can use Arise to summon a soldier, and then you can use Shifting Sands to get away by teleporting to your soldier. Another thing that you can do is you can summon a soldier, you can dash to the soldier, and mid-dash you can use Conquering Sands to shoot the soldier further, and then it will extend your dash on Shifting Sands. So what this does is, like, while you're dashing towards your soldier, you can shoot your soldier and extend your dash, if that makes any sense. Yasuo's Yasuo, oh my goodness, I am totally on the last video. Azir's R is called Emperor's Divide. Now this is a pretty high cost ability, mana wise, and it's an ability that I find to be pretty cool. So he basically summons a wall of soldiers that knocks back and damages enemies. This deals a flat amount of magic damage, scaling with ability power. Now, the soldiers remain on the map for 5 seconds at rank 1, all the way up to 7 seconds at rank 3. Now, this ability right here, there isn't a single ability in the game that an enemy can use to get over Emperor's Divide. So it will knock them back no matter what they try to use. The only thing that you can get through Emperor's Divide with is flash. So if you flash through Emperor's Divide, then it will let you go through. But anything else, like for example Jax's Leap Strike, if he tries to Leap Strike onto Azir, then the Emperor's Divide will knock him back. So another thing to note is that when Azir summons Emperor's Divide, him and his allies can pass through, and every time they pass through the wall, they gain a 20% movement speed buff. Now let's talk about how to counteract each one of these abilities, and then once we do that, I'll tell you what I think the counterpicking champion is. So the first thing is you can't really negate his passive. He just summons a turret. The only thing I would say you can do is burst him down really quickly and then kill the turret really fast. That could be one of the only things that you could do against Shurima's Legacy. Conquering Sands is the only thing you can do to get around Conquering Sands is basically be more mobile than Azir. Because if you can dodge his soldiers charging at you, then you won't take the movement speed debuff, and you won't take the extra ability power, the extra magic damage to yourself. Arise isn't something that you can stop, but because all he does is just summon a soldier, so you can't really stop that. But I mean, I guess you could kind of stay away. Shifting Sands is another thing that you can't really stop him from casting, but in order for him to knock you up, you have to be in between him and his soldier. So if this is Azir and this is a soldier and you're in between, and he dashes to a soldier and hits you, then he's going to knock you up and he's going to gain that shield. So basically what I'm trying to say is, don't be in between him and his soldiers, or you're going to get knocked up and dealt like a ton of magic damage. For Emperor's Divide, what you're going to want to do is play a champion that is pretty mobile, and can get out of... You have to predict Emperor's Divide from him a lot of the time. Azir is a character that's kind of difficult to predict, but if you can predict when he's going to throw the Emperor's Divide down, then you may not be hit by it, and you'll be able to escape pretty easily. So now I am going to allow you guys to pause the video, and please go into the comments section and tell me what you guys think the counterpick to Azir is. Alright, you guys, here we go. So I am going to give you guys multiple counterpicks for this champion. I would say, from my opinion, the one that I would most frequently pick would be Fizz. And I'll tell you why in a moment, but let me tell you some other counterpicks that might be okay. Yasuo would probably be an okay counterpick against Azir. LeBlanc might be an okay counterpick against Azir. Any of those really, really mobile champions are going to be pretty good against Azir, because his soldiers are his main source of damage, and if you are not hit by his soldiers, then you're not going to be taking any damage. So let's talk about Fizz real quick and how he counteracts. So Conquering Sands, pretty easy to dodge with Fizz. All you have to do is use your troll pole to get away from the damage and the slow that his soldier is going to put on you. You're not going to be taking very much damage from that. And once you use your troll pole to actually get away from the soldier damage, let's say you pull forward, Well, then you can use your Q on Fizz to like gap close onto Azir, and then you can start bursting him down because he's already used his Conquering Sands, so he can't send his soldiers back to himself, if you understand what I mean. So he's already moved his soldiers using Conquering Sands, so now he can't move them back if you decide to jump in and burst him. He kind of counteracts a Rise in a way, because if Azir summons his soldier at level 1, or generally no matter what level, Fizz is going to be able to get around those soldiers, and he shouldn't be taking any damage from Conquering Sands or the soldiers by any means. As far as Shifting Sands go, again, you can use his Troll Pole to actually get out of Shifting Sands. I'm calling it Troll Pole because I don't exactly remember the name of the ability. But if you see Azir start to dash at you using Shifting Sands, then you can, again, Troll Pole out of it. As far as Emperor's Divide goes, if you face a really good Azir and he knows how to use the Shifting Sands, Conquering Sands combo, which is called the Shurima Shuffle. So you summon a soldier, you put it on the ground, you dash to that soldier, and mid-dash, you use Conquering Sands to shoot that soldier forward, and you extend the dash on your Shifting Sands. And then you Emperor's Divide backwards to force the opponent into your turret. I wish I could show you this in real time, but for some reason my stream isn't working in game. But anyways, so as Fizz, if you're able to use your Troll Pole to predict when he's going to Emperor's Divide, then you can actually get out of Emperor's Divide before the Azir is able to before he's able to actually knock you back into the turret. You can also shoot things through Emperor's Divide, so if you want to try to shark, you can shark through the Emperor's Divide, and you know, definitely take him out at that point. The reason, well, let's continue with the counter picks. One of the reasons that I picked Yasuo is because I think Yasuo has an easier time dodging Emperor's Divide, because like right as Azir is about to cast his Emperor's Divide, you can dash away and not get hit by it. You can dash away when he tries to use Shifting Sands to gain the shield and the extra magic damage. You can also dash away when he tries to use this. So dashing is going to be one of your main abilities if you're going to play Yasuo. With LeBlanc, you're going to want to max Distortion. It's going to help you get out of those problem areas pretty quickly and let yourself not get countered. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode on the Emperor of the Sands. I know it hasn't really been a fun video, but it's, as you can see, it's really early in the morning, and I'm probably just not having as much fun because I'm tired. But I hope this was informative for you guys, and I hope that you understand the counter picks. Let me know what you guys think, and please let me know how this works out for you in your games. I love to listen to people will tell me about how my strategies work for them. So please let me know what you guys think, and you have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.